Hi everybody, welcome to Stay in Love Motivations. I'm Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. Welcome to this week's post. We are back on track and I have so much to share with you guys going into the next year. I wanted to decide to start doing the posts outside to kind of give a more natural effect to it. I just love being in Florida. It's there's no place like it. And I wanted to, remember last time I left you, we were going to be discussing getting prepared. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, is getting prepared. And while I was away, there were some things that I posted on my Facebook page, and I wanted to share that with you because remember, the intention behind Stay in Love Motivations is as I evolve and as I learn and experience things that Spirit teaches me, I'm going to be communicating that and conveying that back to you so that hopefully it'll be something that you can apply in your life if needed. That is my sincere intention behind Stay in Love Motivations. So I wanted to share that with you guys because it's just such an amazing thing. And you know, it's all about getting prepared. And when you're getting prepared, remember we were talking about when you meditate, you're going to change your world. And as you change internally, your external world has to change. That's just law. So I learned something through this recent experience that I had. And now mind you, when I talked about the last couple years of what I was experiencing and how, as I was evolving spiritually, the things that I learned, and this is what I learned from the previous experience. Whatever it is you're meditating on, you're creating, and it must happen. And if you are desiring something better for yourself, remember the mountain. When you make a transition, you must go with the flow. If you don't go with the flow, then you will experience these emotions that will just create anxiety and stress in your life. And the number one emotion that I experienced that time was fear. And we're going to be talking about fear next week. But that experience was that when everything that I've been meditating on the last 6 months, things began to happen. And because they didn't happen the way that I had not even imagined, but just thought how they should happen, it triggered fear in me. And so I've learned from my experiences that is when I'm experiencing fear, whatever it is that I'm afraid of, I confront it by exposing it, by not keeping it inside. So if there's something I'm afraid of, and if something that I feel that I need, I'm going to just let it all out. And I experienced so much, I guess, backlash from that Facebook post of asking for some things from you guys. And I learned a lot because I know that when you ask for help, that is the sincerest form of bravery that you can ever experience. When you ask for help. When you don't ask for help, then you're being ego driven. But when you're being divine driven by asking for help, you open up a space for Spirit to release and dispense the help that you need. So that's what I did. I mean, I knew that's what I was going to do. I wasn't ashamed of anything. I know who I am. And it was the best thing that I ever did because it opened up a space for me to be directed into where I needed to go. So I took down some notes and I wanted to share with you guys about getting prepared. Now, getting prepared requires acceptance. I had to accept what was happening for me. And it was what I wanted. I mean, that was the craziest thing about it. Everything that I was wanting started beginning to happen. It just didn't happen the way that I imagined or thought, or, you know, we want transitions to be smooth and, you know. And in a way, I've learned that if you go with the flow, if you go with it, if you just accept that this is how it's happening, go with the flow, never be afraid to ask for help, and accept things for where they are, right where they are, things will open up for you, and then you will begin to attract, and you will begin to see things happening for you. So don't be afraid of the things that you've been imagining and you wanting and desiring. When that transition happens, you have to go with the flow. You have to just take a deep breath, accept it for what it is, and go with the flow of it. Because, my loves, we are all desiring something and getting prepared for what it is we really want. Because as you evolve spiritually, as your soul prospers, so shall every area in your life prospers. And your soul consists of your mind, your will, and your emotions. So as your mind evolves, your will evolves, and your emotions mature, then your life has to reflect that back to you. So here's some things that I wrote down, because during my time away, I read New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. Some of you are big fans of him. I'm kind of late in the game at reading some of his books. And he said that when you begin to accept things where they are, then you can begin to get back into your place of joy. And see, I didn't know that. I didn't know that the reasons why I was feeling joyful and all that was because I was just accepted things for what they are. And there's nothing wrong with that. When you refuse to accept things for what they are, then you block access for spirit to really begin to do a work in your life. So when I accepted things, then my joy came back. Then the fear was gone. And then I just said, you know what? It is what it is. And when you're able to do that, my loves, you assume power back from your ego. Because your ego wants to control everything. Your ego wants to dictate everything. Your ego wants to put you in fear. Your ego wants you to be overpowered and intimidated and threatened by your situation. Your ego wants to define your life by the things that you have. And I wanted to let you guys know that material things do not define you. They don't define you. So the true essence of learning what your true character is allowing yourself to let go of everything that you have. Be willing to let it go. Even if it's hard to release it. Let it go, because it's creating a space for you to have more. You don't realize that, but it does. And it also liberates you, and it allows the divine part of you to be in power and not your ego. Okay? And we're going to be talking more about that. We're going to tackle the negative emotions in the next few posts. Next week, we're going to be talking about fear. And we all know that fear is false evidence appearing real. But what really is fear? I mean, what is it, and how can we master fear? How can we learn to just not be afraid anymore? We're going to be talking about that next week. My loves, I hope you enjoyed this week's post. We'll be communicating with you probably in the same spot. I really love this area in St. Petersburg, Florida. If not, maybe someplace else that I feel compelled to broadcast these posts to you. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. Stay tuned for more as we evolve and get bigger and better at Say Love Motivations. My intentions for you is that everything that I've been communicating with you to you guys is that you're able to receive it in love, because that's my sincere intention. And I hope that all of you have a wonderful week. And remember, stay in love.
Still somehow I believe we'd always survive.